Right, Nike and Apple among the big names closing retail locations in the United States. Target says that it will close 9 stores in major cities across the country, citing violence, theft, and organized retail crime.
Major retail brands are threatening to close more stores. They say rampant theft is to blame. Walmart is estimating billions of dollars in losses, and Target is projecting it will lose $600 million by the end of the year.
Big stores in the United States are shutting stores because things are getting more expensive. The economy is changing. People are worried about having to pay more for stores and workers, and it's making even the successful stores think about how they can stay financially healthy in 2024. More people are shopping online, so regular stores are closing down quickly. To deal with the problems everyone in the industry is facing, stores are closing the ones that are doing well and trying to spend less money. Here are 15 most important and popular stores that are closing because of this. Number 15, Amazon Go. Amazon Go, the world's largest online retailer, is scaling back its physical presence due to declining sales. The company recently revealed plans to shut down more than a dozen Amazon Go brick-and-mortar stores, including 2 in New York and 4 in San Francisco. According to the San Francisco Business Times, Amazon is withdrawing from the city's downtown area after operating there for over 4 years. This strategic move aligns with CEO Andrew Jassy's ongoing efforts to cut costs, streamline Amazon's financial structure, and redirect resources toward more lucrative projects. Number 14, Target. Target, a major retailer, is facing a significant crisis marked by a series of store closures. Initially announcing the closure of 9 stores in September due to theft and inventory losses, the number increased to 11 by October. Target attributed these closures to escalating threats from theft and organized retail crime, prioritizing the safety of their team and customers. Despite enhanced security efforts such as third-party guard services and theft deterrent tools, the financial losses proved insurmountable, leading to the decision to close these locations. Number 13, Walgreens. The popular pharmacy chain Walgreens is closing almost 500 stores. The CFO, James Kehoe, mentioned in a recent meeting about the company's earnings that at least 150 of these closures will be in the United States. The goal is to make the U.S. healthcare part of the business more profitable. Kehoe expects these closures to save the company $4.1 billion by 2027. The plan is to simplify the business by reducing the number of physical stores and focusing on other ways to serve customers, like using micro-fulfillment centers and telepharmacy solutions. Unfortunately, about 500 jobs will be cut because of these changes. Number 12, Whole Foods, Amazon. Amazon's Whole Foods grocery business is not doing well in 2023. Since 2021, many Whole Foods markets have been struggling, and more than 71 of them have closed between April 2021 and August 2023. CEO Andrew Jassy mentioned that the stores closing are in Montgomery and Mobile, Alabama, Houston, Texas, Tarzana and San Francisco, California, Brooklyn, Massachusetts, Clayton, and the Englewood neighborhoods in Chicago, Illinois. Number 11, Stop and Shop. The grocery store Stop and Shop is closing some of its stores in the Northeast because they haven't been making enough money. A spokesperson for the company said that this year they've already closed several stores in New Jersey and New York because they weren't profitable. Since 2020, the company has been having a hard time with higher costs and less money coming in, so they're making tough decisions to improve things. Number 10, Office Depot. Office Depot is closing about 71 of its stores, and 1 in Chicago is already closed. The company is focusing less on malls and more on online sales, IT services, and business-to-business solutions. The decision to close stores came after the company's recent financial results showed a decrease in sales at their retail stores. In 2020, they also announced that over 13,000 jobs would be cut by the end of 2023. And since then, 327 locations in the United States have closed. Number 9, Foot Locker and Champs Sports. Foot Locker and Champs Sports are popular places to buy sports shoes. Foot Locker plans to close 400 stores by 2026, including 125 Champs Sports locations this year. They want to reduce the number of stores in malls from 2,000 to 1,600 in the next 5 years. Stores we're closing are mostly in malls that aren't doing well. Even though these stores only make up 10% of their sales, they're facing challenges, and the company is making this move to deal with them. This decision shows how the way people shop is changing, with more people preferring online shopping and standalone stores instead of traditional malls. Number 8, Old Navy. Old Navy, which is part of this same company as Gap, is going to close 75 of its stores. The Old Navy is trying to improve its business in other countries. Last month, their sales in places outside the United States went down by 6.6% to $3.44 billion. The stock of the company has fallen by about 40% this year. Old Navy is always looking at its stores to make sure they provide the best experience for customers. The details about which stores are closing haven't been shared yet. Number 7, American Eagle. The American Eagle Outfitters CEO, Michael Mathias, told people who invested in the company that they plan to close 2 to 250 stores in the next 2 to 3 years. Most of these stores are in malls. They want to close about 225 of them by early 2024. Right now, there are 880 American Eagle stores in the U.S., but the company wants to reduce that number to around 400 by 2030. They're doing this as they focus more on selling things online. Number 6, Aeropostle. Aeropostle, a popular store for teenagers in malls, is having financial problems. They had to ask for special legal protection against Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This happened because the way people shop has changed a lot. Christopher Finazzo, the former executive vice president and chief merchandising officer, got into serious trouble back in 2006 for doing things like mail fraud and wire fraud. Other top executives were also fired for criminal activities. This has really hurt the company's reputation. Their way of doing business has serious problems and needs big changes to get better. Number 5, Sprouts Farmers Market. Sprouts Farmers Market stands as a prominent player in the lifestyle and retail domain. However, its recent food offerings pale in comparison to those of rival supermarkets, limiting choices for consumers. The prices of items also surpass those of typical supermarkets and grocery stores, thereby narrowing its target audience. The market is grappling with a significant employee turnover, with workers leaving due to a pervasive sense of undervaluation that transcends both pay scales and allocated work hours. These challenges are culminating in the necessity for store closures. Number 4, Moose Jaw. Turning attention to Moose Jaw, Dick's Sporting Goods, which acquired Moose Jaw from Walmart in February 2020, has recently disclosed plans to shutter all but 3 stores in the outdoor retail chain. Remarkably, these closures are transpiring merely 6 months after the acquisition. With the store set to cease operations in February 2024, this strategic decision aligns with the parent company's objective to concentrate its outdoor business around its public land stores. According to Sarah Sella, spokesperson for Dick's, this move supports their business optimization endeavors, fostering greater efficiency, the swift implementation of best practices across the outdoor business, and the pursuit of long-term success. Number 3, Lidl. A popular German store that recently expanded in the United States is closing some of its locations this year. Big stores like Kroger and Walmart are using a plan called Strategic Entry Deterrence. They lower prices to match or beat Lidl's prices, so Lidl doesn't have a price advantage. This makes it hard for Lidl to get and keep customers. Also, many of Lidl's stores are not in regular shopping areas, making it tough to attract shoppers. People criticize Lidl for not choosing good store locations. Number 2, Sears. Sears used to be a huge department store where you could buy everything from clothes to appliances. Its parent company, Sears Holdings, was once the biggest retailer globally, with almost 3,500 stores, including Sears and Kmart. But in 2018, Sears went bankrupt, and its stores went from 700 to less than 22. After coming out of bankruptcy in October 2022, only 12 Sears stores are still open. By early 2024, only 7 will be in business in the U.S. Number 1. Signet. Signet, the company that owns jewelry stores like Zales, Jared, and K Jewelers, plans to shut down up to 150 of its stores. This decision comes after a nearly 14% drop in sales in the last quarter. The Chief Financial Strategy and Services Officer, Joan Hilson, mentioned during a conference call that they will focus on closing stores that are not performing well, especially those in malls. Overall, Signet sales went down by 99.3% compared to the same period last year, reaching $1.7 billion. The CEO, Virginia Drosas, attributed this decline to economic challenges and a decrease in engagements due to fewer people dating during the pandemic. She hopes this trend will reverse next year. This closure reflects a broader trend of brands shutting down stores amid industry challenges since 2017, intensified by the pandemic and inflation crisis. So, which store closures surprised you the most, and are there any you think can make a comeback? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more industry highlights, and ring that notification bell to stay updated.